From the campus of Bellport High School in Brookhaven, New York, MSG Varsity presents Camera One coverage of high school football. Today, the Bellport Clippers play host to the Buccaneers of Islip. Good afternoon, my name is Stephen Florival. Today's matchup is a highly contested affair between the Bellport Clippers and the Buccaneers of Islip. Let's start with the road team, the Islip Buccaneers. They enter this game 2-1 on the season, led in large part to their ground game, winning a 17-3 game last time out, led in large part by running back number 30, Johnny Marr, who's very much so an explosive do-it-all back. He can take swing passes out of the backfield, but really known much more for his home run hitter ability. As well, for this Bellport team, they're 1-2 on the year. They're coming off of a Class II Long Island championship. Early stumbles in the season, they're looking for their first win at home on this season. Running back Nathaniel Chavis will have a big say in that matter. He's called Dupe for his ability to make defenders look silly out there. Rarely goes down on first contact. Coach Jamie Lynch of Islip said, "We've got to get multiple tacklers to the ball handler when he gets the ball in his hand." So first kickoff and starters coming up next. It's MSG Varsity, and it's all right here. It's the 1-2 Bellport Clippers and the 2-1 Buccaneers of Islip. I'm Stephen Florival. A matchup which, according to head coach Joe Sipp III, is a must-win. They're looking for their first win at home and looking to pull even to 500 on the season. Joe Sipp, in his first year as the head coach of Bellport, following his father, Joe Sipp Jr., an icon in Suffolk County. They'll be going against the Islip Buccaneers, led by six-year coach Jamie Lynch. As the Buccaneers will kick off to open up the ball game, so let's get you the starters for the Bellport Clippers. They go with a 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end, and 1 running back look. Quarterback Justin Hans, one of the captains on this squad. He's a big-time player. More on him in a little bit. Nathaniel Chavis is the back. 3 receivers, Armand and Travis Correa, both cousins, are joined by Alejandro Morales, the tight end Jason Conley, and the offensive line from left to right, Reginald St. Clair, Jake Sauer, Nelson Briggs, Joseph Marichal, and Artie LeBranche. It will be a kickoff for the Buccaneers. Eric Rosenthal will tee off from the 40-yard line as we're set to get underway from Brookhaven, New York. It's a brisk 65-degree day, the sun poking in and out so far this afternoon. 50% chance of showers today as the Buccaneers look to pick up win number 3. And first kickoff, and we're off. As deep to return is Armand Correa, and that one will go out the back of the end zone and a touchback. And let's get you the defensive starter for Jamie Lynch's Buccaneers. He runs somewhat of a mixed look. He goes with 3 defensive linemen and 5 linebackers. Up front, Travis Molin is joined by Colby Rose and Vinny Peluso on the D-line. The linebackers, let's start with the inside guys. Brian Pitt, Jacob Frudenberg, and Zach Connor, who leads this Buccaneer team in tackle. And on the outside, quarterback Joe Sabatino will double up as an outside linebacker, joined by Garrett LaFrance. And in the secondary, James Iannacone and Johnny Marr, another two-way player, joined by safety Terrence Foley. So it's 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Justin Hans under center, looks near side, fires, and he has Morales on the sideline and past the sticks for a first down. Last game out, the Clippers picked up a big 49-40 win in a shootout over Kings Park, a game which Coach Joe Sipp III really feels his defense needed to pick up on those 3rd and longs where they gave up a lot of mistakes and shot themselves in the foot. But offensively, you're looking at a great performance by Armand Correa. 2 touchdowns, one from the punt return variety and another off of a kickoff. Hans is in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the right. He takes a shot, and that one's high over the head of Armand Correa. Coming in with the pressure for the Buccaneers was Travis Molin. Molin up front anchors that defensive line, leads this Buccaneer team with 4 sacks on the season. Really has caught the coach's eye this year. He was a player who they thought would really come on and give them a good effort, but in his senior year, he's dazzled. He's proven to be one of the stars on this defensive line. That's one of the keys for Coach Jamie Lynch. He said that we need to, up front, hold up against the run, and we've got to run the ball on them. The defense has been great all year. We've got to control the ball, play specials, and play a field position contest. Hans looking downfield near side. and he'll connect with Travis Correa at the sticks, and he picks up a first down. So the Clippers on the march on their first drive. It's a 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line, as we're just 30 seconds in from Joe Sipp Field in Brookhaven, New York, the beautiful campus of Bellport High School, as the Clippers look to even to 500 and in the process pick up their first win on the season. A year ago, the Clippers 9-2. Who could forget Long Island Class II champs in the final season of the immortal Joe Sipp Jr., where the Clippers picked up a 26-21 victory. That was the 5th Long Island championship for Sipp and 6th overall for Bellport. It'll be a measurement to see as if Correa was close enough, and he has the first down. So a 1st and 10 for Bellport as they'll continue this drive from the 41. It's a 3-play drive. They've gone for 21 yards on the first 3 plays. Islip enters this game off of a 17-3 win over Comswag. They slow start in that game. It was tied up at 3s at the half, but they went back to Islip football. Under center, just started to smash that football, running Johnny Marr. And in the second half, holding Comswag scoreless, putting up 2 touchdowns on the scoreboard. Inside give, and the handoff is to Armand Correa. He picks up about 2. Correa will split time with Nathaniel Chavius. Chavius really a really good scat back. He's got great shiftiness, great elusiveness. Extremely explosive in and out of his cuts. If you want to look at the next level of player who plays on Sunday, remind you somewhat of a LaShawn McCoy type of running back. He's really deceptive, hard to keep tabs on. Jamie Lynch saying number 1, number 2. That's where the game plan starts with Correa and Chavius. As Chavius will take the inside give, cut off left tackle, and pick up a gain of about 7, making it a 3rd and short. This is the first 3rd down of the afternoon for the Clippers. The key for the Buccaneers defense, get off the field when pulls the opportunity, and it'll be a 3rd and 3 from the 48. Hans, flag on the play, looks near side, that one low, but caught by the tight end. We'll have to see who the flag is on, because currently it would be a 1st down as that connection to Connor Sipp, doubling as a linebacker and a fullback. A game ago, it was the flags which drew an irate Joe Sipp III, as it really hindered that defensive unit. They had to put up 49 points to pick up a victory. It was linebacker Kevin Wilson, which he said was the turning point in that game. He had a big stick on special teams off a kickoff, and he felt that really rejuvenated the team, really got them on their senses, because this is not really the same Bellport team that won the Long Island Class II championship a year ago. This is a team which returns 5 starters. They have 4 guys go both ways. A year ago, Coach Sipp, his father, had only 2 or 3 guys go both ways. A lot of inexperience out there, and the key here in Bellport is rich in pride, rich in spirit, and rich in heart. As it's a 5-yard penalty, and will back up the Clippers, so it'll be a 3rd and 9 from the 42. But the key for the Clippers is play with heart, play like men, and keep fighting through. As they're 1-2 on the season, they had 2 losses all of us last season ago. Hans will go under center, 2 receivers to the near side. Hans takes the snap, drop back, under pressure, fires towards the near side, and incomplete. On the pressure, excellent job. Once again, Travis Smolin was there, joined by Brian Pitt. So he'll force a 4th and long, and they'll have to punt it away. Coach Sipp electing to keep the offense on the field as there's 3 wide receivers and a tailback flanking Hans in the backfield. Hans, he'll just pooch this one downfield. Hans doubling as the punter and the quarterback, so a little bit of a It's a shaky look on that one. They like to catch the defense off guard, so the Buccaneers will get their first look on offense this afternoon. They're led by quarterback Joe Sabatino. He has Johnny Marr in the backfield with fullback Jacob Frudenberg. The receivers, James Iannacone, Terrence Foley, and Joel Wooten, all described as big play guys. On the offensive line, Colby Rose, Nick Patch, Zach Connor, Vinny Provenzano, and the right tackle, Patrick Shepard. And defensively for Bellport, they run somewhat of a 5-2-4 or a 4-2-5 look depending on the defense. On the D-line, Justin Honch, the quarterback, with Jason Colley on the outside. Up the middle, Artie LeBranch and Reginald Sinclair with the linebackers, Nelson Briggs and Connor Sipp as an inside run by Joe Sabatino, hurdling a tackler and picking up a gain of about 5. Let's finish off the defense in the secondary. Armand Correa and Travis Correa will have duties at corner, and the safeties, Kevin Wilson and Eddie Carson. Many prognosticators have this game as somewhat of a slugfest, two physical teams which like to smash the football. Rain expected later in the afternoon, so who can establish early on? What are the keys for this game? Sabatino has a receiver in the I form, two receivers, one flanked at both sides. Inside, Johnny Moore moving forward and close to the sticks. It appears he has a first down on a gain of about 5 yards. Johnny Marr starts as the running back for this Buccaneer team, but he's also one of the best defensive backs in the county. Those are the exact words of Coach Jamie Lynch. Well, the best DB shutdown one-on-one corner I've seen in my time here, but he's also a big play speed threat out of the backfield. They like to give it to Johnny Moore. He's their home run hitter. Jacob Frudenberg, a fullback, an excellent lead blocker for this Buccaneer team. Option near side. Toss off to Marr on the near sideline. He'll have a first down and then some as he steps out of bounds, but not after a gain of 15. A 1st and 10. As the Bucs march down, they'll have the ball at the 42-yard line. As the offense, which stumbled in their last timeout, 3 outs for the majority of the first half last game. Early on, they have a couple first downs as they move the chains once again. 8:16 in the first quarter of play. No score from Joseph Field between the Bellport Clippers and the Buccaneers of Islip. Cumulus clouds up above as the temperature hovering around 64 degrees this afternoon. Sabatino will take the snap under center. False start, it appears, as the tight end for Islip jumped off sides. Alex Finnegan, it appears, flinched on that play, so he'll push back the Buccaneers 5 yards.
False start on Islip with the back 5 yards.
Islip offensively will throw a bunch of looks at you. They have a lot of shotgun looks, a lot of option read looks, but early on they're going to more of the simplistic looks. They're going to the I form, going under center, and that's what the coaching staff really wants to see out of this team. They want to get some momentum and a rhythm out there for this squad. As I alluded to earlier, the 3 and outs and the penalties made this coaching staff irate, as Sabatino's in the shotgun with 4 receivers. He'll take the snap, looking upfield, stepping up in the pocket, firing deep and over the head of Terrence Foley. So he'll bring up a 2nd and 15 from the 47.
Joe Sabatino, incomplete to Terrence Foley.
No score still here in the first quarter of play.
2nd and 15.
My name's Stephen Florival. We're on the campus of Bellport High School, a matchup between two teams, 1-2-1. That would be the Buccaneers of Islip and the 1-2 Bellport Clippers. Defensively, it was a leaky effort by Bellport their last time out. They're looking to shore up some things up the middle as they gave up numerous big plays to Kings Park. Luckily for them, their offense had 49 points in them as they won that contest, 49-40. Here's Sabatino. Inside gift to Frudenberg. He'll pick up a short gain of about 2 or 3. So they'll pick up a 3rd and long from the 45.
3rd down, 14 yards.
3rd and long. Can this Bellport defense get off the field? We'll see. .7:30 in the first quarter of play. Sabatino will have 4 wide receivers. Jalen Padilla in the backfield with Sabatino. Sabatino steps up in the pocket, rush, fires it far side. Making a move, cutting upfield is Iannacone, and he's still going down the sideline. The shifty James Iannacone picks up a big gainer. Yards after catch for the speedy slot receiver, and he gives the Buccaneers a first down all the way down to the 13. The Buccaneer offense fits in seamlessly as a puzzle. Iannacone, that's his job. He's the slot receiver. He's shorter than the guys on the outside. Serves as that Wes Welker type of wide receiver. He gets in and out of his breaks, and he's a great yard after catch guy. Is Iannacone, also joined by Terrence Foley and Joel Wooten on that wide receiver core. But currently it's Wooten and Iannacone on the near sideline. I form. Sabatino inside gift to Marr, and he'll march into the end zone for 6. So on their first offensive possession of the day, the Buccaneers jump out to a 6-0 lead. 6:51 remaining, first quarter of play. Overall, a solid job by the Buccaneers on that drive. A 3rd and long. Nice give by Sabatino, tossing it on the far side to Iannacone. And that one, Marr had nothing but daylight as he was unharassed, untouched, going all the way into the end zone for 6 points. And the Buccaneers, exactly to plan, jumping out early and letting their defense play with the lead. As the PAT is up, and it's good. So it's a 7-0 Islip lead, 6:51 to go in the first quarter of play. The strong suit of this Islip squad is their defense. They're a team which likes to smash people in the mouth and really throw them a number of looks. They play an uncanny 35 look, but that's the way Jamie Lynch likes it. He likes to really just assert a physical presence. He feels that he can really contend with this Bellport offensive line. Bellport has a long and storied tradition of football, and it usually starts with a stout physical offensive line, and this year is no different. Up front, they feature very talented, strong guys in the trenches such as Reginald Sinclair and Nelson Briggs. They really anchor that offensive line, but it's really the key for this Islip defense to really hold up against the run, because that's what Bellport wants to do. They want to establish the run early on and really eat away at that clock. Both teams with a similar approach on offense. They like to control the ball, really just eat up the clock, wear out the opposing defense. So come fourth quarter, they'll have the fresh legs and they'll be able to wear down that defense and kill off that clock. But early on, it's a 7-0 Islip lead. Rosenthal will set us off on the kickoff. Correa back to return, joined by Chavius. It'll be Correa. Has a lane down the left sideline, making a defender miss and cutting all the way up to midfield. Explosive returner Armand Correa gets the Clippers started offensively with excellent field position. They'll start off at about the 47, 6:43 remaining in the first quarter of play. Clippers come back out for their second offensive possession of the day. Correa is the punt returner, the main kick returner. Excellent specialist on special teams. Last game, 2 touchdowns on special teams. Explosive. This Bellport team has no shortage of explosive players. Here's one of them, Nathaniel Chavius. He has a lane, cuts it towards the near sideline, still going to the 20, down to the 10, and into the end zone for 6. One play and a touchdown, a 53-yard touchdown run by the scatback, Nathaniel Chavius. 7-6 the score pending the PAT. Bellport responds to Islip, and it only takes one play. Excellent vision by Nathaniel Chavius. They call him Dupe because he can really make the defense look silly, and that's what he did on that play. A 53-yard scamper for 6. As he just outran the entire defense, but don't overlook Armand Correa, who really set up the offense on that set of plays with a fabulous 45-yard kick return to get them excellent field position, and Chavius capitalized. As they'll go for 2 as Hans rolling towards the near side has Correa, but he skips that one past his reach, so it'll be a 7-6 score. Islip still leading over Bellport, excuse me.
Islip 7, Bellport 6.
A great atmosphere here at Bellport High School as they look to pick up their first win on the season. Joseph III has tall shoes to fill as his father was here for 32 years, amassed a Suffolk County record 211 wins. An icon, a great man, and now he has moved on to a role as a superintendent here in the school district. And if you want to see some great action photos of today's game, just log on to msgvarsity.com and click on the photo tab. There you will relive all the great moments from your favorite team. And remember, it's not just the players. We have photos of you, the fans in the stands. It's all about community, and it's all right here on msgvarsity.com.
Picking up for Bellport, number 10, Kevin Wilson.
The Nathaniel Chavius 53-yard run just falls into line with what he's done in his entire tenure here at Bellport High School. Only a junior, but Chavius really has been causing defenses issues in his entire stay here. As out of the backfield, he really can do it all. He can take a lot of passes. He's a good receiving back, but as you saw in that one, he knows what to do when you give him a lane. He just needs the smallest of creases, but when you give him a big lane, as Johnny Marr returns this kickoff, and just as explosive as Chavius as he takes this one up to the 25. But Nathaniel Chavius, he's one of those backs where the team, they lean on him. They go with a 2-back look with Chavius and Armand Correa, but he's the lead back and a bell cow of sorts. So it'll be the second offensive series for Islip. Their first one led with a strong drive, highlighted by that 13-yard touchdown run by Johnny Marr. Big play, Iannacone on the last drive, picking up a first down on 3rd and long. So they'll go from the I form. Wooten and Iannacone, the receivers. Marr in the backfield. Frudenberg, the fullback. Sabatino just takes it himself from the QB keeper. No one was over center. He saw a lane, and he picked up a gain of about 5. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from about the 30-yard line. Sabatino, he's a weird breed of quarterback. Coaching staff, that's the way they describe him. They say he loves to pound it up the middle. This is the quarterback we're talking about nonetheless. He also as well plays some outside linebacker for their 35 defensive look. He's a guy who's known for his big hitting ability. He likes to strip the opposing team. So all these hits that the defense will be laying on him, he'll have his opportunity as he starts at that outside linebacker spot as an inside give to Frudenberg, who keeps his feet moving. The fullback, Frudenberg, picks up a short gainer of about 4. 4-yard gain, so we'll bring up a 3rd and 2 for the Buccaneers.
Islip, 34-yard.
Once again, the Bucs come out in an I form. Marr the back. Sabatino barks out the orders. Defense showing blitz. Inside give to Frudenberg. No, fake handoff. Sabatino taking himself. Scramble up field. Pick up a first down. It appears he lost control of the ball. No sign yet as to who picked up possession of the ball. It'll stay with Islip. So they have a first down on the play as Sabatino on the quarterback keeper. It's a 7-6 Buccaneer lead over the Clippers. 4:53 to go in the first quarter of play here at Bellport High School.
First and 10.
Head coach Jamie Lynch is in his 6th season. He's the basketball coach as well. He was the former quarterback here at Islip. He won the Hanson Award during his time. That's given to the most outstanding high school football player in Suffolk County. He would then after that go to Colgate, where he would play 4 years at the D2 level. Pitch off to Johnny Marr, as that one is close to the first down marker as well. On the option read, Johnny Moore it's close to the sticks. They'll have to measure this one out. As a great reader by Sabatino. As there's currently an injury stoppage on the play. But you can keep track of all the great high school football action in the Tri-State. You tune into a Quick 60 every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on MSG Varsity. Mike Quick unveils the weekly Tri-State Top 25 and takes your calls, emails, and tweets. Mike Quick is the guru of the gridiron, and he lives right here on MSG Varsity. Quarterback Joe Sabatino was injured on the play. He walked off the field on his own power, so it will be Zach Sanders filling in for Sabatino. Sanders, a junior, he plays also defensive back, goes about 5'11". As that one was about that run by Johnny Moore on the option, picked up a gain of about 9, so it'll be a 2nd and 1. In warm-up, Sanders was working with the first-team offense. He as well has some explosiveness in the option game. He has very good legs. He's ability to improvise if things would break down. So Sanders will be called on in the first quarter of play. Islip leads Bellport 7-6 with 4:29 remaining in the first stanza of play. It's really been a game controlled on the ground by both teams. First score, a 13-yard scamper by Johnny Moore. Then in rebuttal, Nathaniel Chavius would score from 53 yards out. That one's set up by an Armand Correa kickoff return to the 47. So it will be a 2nd and 1 from the 46. Marr dots the I in the I form. Inside gift to Frudenberg, the fullback, really just churning his legs and pounding forward for a first down. Frudenberg's one of the tough guys on this team. Jamie Lynch loves his tenacity. He's overall just a player willing to stick his nose in there and do the dirty work, and that's what he's been doing early on, leading blocks. Has a couple carries, early on. So he picks up a first down once again, moving the sticks consistently. That's what Islip has done in this first quarter of play. First and 10 from the 46. Handoff to Marr. He'll have a big gainer and a pickup of about 13 for a first down. Johnny Marr juking his way through the line and through traffic into the Bellport secondary. Down to the 35 and on the march again. Here come the Buccaneers.
Bellport, 35-yard line.
Johnny Marr is a home run hitter of sorts, but don't let that fool you. He can really pound it up the middle and really bang bodies with those linebackers. Not afraid to bang it a little bit. Won't avoid contact as he's once again dots the I in the I form. As Sanders is under center with Wooden and Iannacone as his receivers. Inside, they'll toss it to Marr, and that one's going nowhere. It's blown up. Connor Sip on the tackle for a loss. Good job reading that, as Sip was joined by Nelson Briggs as they did an excellent job of getting bodies to the ball. Joe Sabatino back on the field after a couple plays. He'll relieve Zach Sanders of the quarterback duties. Bellport flies to the ball. Both teams a similar mentality. Play tough, play rough, play physical. Islip, they want to put multiple bodies to the ball because Bellport has many playmakers, and that's exactly how the coaching staff feels about this Islip team. Coach Joe Sip III, I want to get bodies to the ball. I want to make sure that life is uncomfortable for this Buccaneer team. So it'll be a 3 wide receiver look, split backs in the backfield. Marr the back, joined by Jalen Padilla. The receiver, Terrence Foley, jumped out of his stance, so it'll be a false start, and it will push back the Buccaneers 5 more yards. That's their second penalty in this first quarter of play. 2 penalties for 10 yards, both false starts.
Legal procedure on Islip, loss of 5 yards.
So the Buccaneers were marching. They had a 1st and 10 at the 35. They tried an option look, lost some yards on that play, and after that false start on that play, they're looking all of a sudden at a 2nd and 19 from their 44-yard line. So that great field position and great opportunity to add some more points on the scoreboard really at a premium right now, as it'll be a 2nd and 19 backed up at the 44. Sabatino has 2 running backs in the backfield with 3 wide receivers. He'll look to cut it off left tackle, and he finds nothing. Connor Sipp once again, and Jason Connolly would come in late to add in and tackle him for a loss. So it'll be a 3rd and very long, as they'll have it from their 47-yard line, a 3rd and 22 to be exact. As this once promising drive has the Buccaneers backing up, as Bellport really forcing it on this defensive series. Sabatino will go from the shotgun. It'll be Tripp's bunch on the left side, Wooten the lone receiver towards the near side, Padilla in the back. Defense playing back, 1 safety deep. Sabatino has time, rolls towards the near side, and he'll take off down the sideline to the 40, knocked out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. So he'll pick up a big chunk of what was lost on that drive, but he'll be about 6 or 7 yards short of the first down. Check that, he was out of bounds at the 31. So that long run by Sabatino and pickup of about 16 gives the coaching staff an opportunity where they can either play the field position, try and pooch one down there, they can try a long field goal. It would be 48 from this point, or they could quite simply just go for it. It makes it a 4th and manageable. It's now 4th and 6. Offense stays on the field. Sabatino, 16-yard scamper, allows him to go for it. 4 wide receivers, Frudenberg, the back in the backfield. Marr, the slot guy. Off to Wooten. Wooten has that one deflected away. So the Bellport defense holds tough. Travis Correa with the deflection to force the 4 and out. Bellport will have the ball. They trail 7-6. 1:27 left in the first quarter.
First and 10 from Bellport on their own 30.
Bellport is one of the most highest tradition schools in Suffolk County, if not the greatest tradition school. A long tradition as Hans takes the snap as he fires that one towards the far side over to Correa. Couldn't reel that one in with one hand. But you talk Bellport football, you really talk Joe Sipp Jr. 211 wins over 32 historic years. He's still rolling the sideline from time to time, but he's really a person here who really has left an imprint on this program. And it's really a tall task for Coach Joe Sipp III to fill the shoes of his father. He plans to keep in line with exactly how his father ran it, a tough, disciplined mentality where they're raising not only football players but young men to be upstanding citizens on and off the field. A great program here in Bellport as the give is off left side and handed off. Eddie Carson picks up a short gainer as there'll be a 3rd and about, let's call it 5.
3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 to be exact, as the ball is placed on the 34-yard line. Clock ticks under 1 minute here in the first quarter. It's a 7-6 Islip lead. Islip scoring off of a 13-yard run by Johnny Marr. Next possession, Bellport will take it into the end zone on one play. Nathaniel Chavius, a 53-yard touchdown scamper. Chavius is the back in the backfield. Sips his fullback. 1 receiver, 2 tight ends on the field. The fullback bumps it to Hans, but he fires it down the field in a great reel by Alejandro as he's going down the sideline to the 10, and he'll take it to the house for a touchdown. A 66-yard strike to Alejandro Morales as he carries it in with a spectacular one-handed grab and then takes it the distance as he shows off his speed. Alejandro Morales, the big play burner. That's what the coaching staff calls it, and he puts his fingerprints on this one as Bellport takes the lead. They jump out on top. They lead 12-7 with 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter. They'll line up for two receivers to the far side. Inside give to Chavius. He'll cut it back up the middle and convert for two. So it's a 14-7 Clippers lead. They strike for touchdowns on 2 plays. A big gainer all the way for 66 yards to Morales, 53 yards to Chavius, and that vaunted Islip defense has been gashed a couple times here in the first quarter of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're standing in alumni game here at Joseph Field. Our alumni here today, Joseph Field, Steven Schwicke, Will Schreiner.
Gotta love the effort on that one by Alejandro Morales. Honored before the game with as well as several other of his teammates on Alumni Day, a proud day here at Bellport High School as they honor the past, the present, and the future to come. Morales with a great grab and then yards after catch. Just an all-around great effort, bailing out the Clippers on 3rd and 7 and picking up a touchdown in the process. They lead 14-7. Offensively, they're a dynamic offense. They dropped 49 points last time out, but really the defense has really come under fire by this coaching staff. They need to plug the holes. They need to really gain that experience and then gain that composure. But early on, they've really done a solid job. Islip has moved the ball, but last time they had the ball as a flag is on the play. It'll be an illegal procedure, a false start, offsides on Bellport on the kickoff, so they'll re-kick 5 yards back. Game started out exactly the way Islip wanted to. They scored the first touchdown of the day. They really controlled the clock. They were moving the ball as they had a 4th and 6 at the 34-yard line before failing on that 4th down conversion. Bellport would get the ball, and it's really been the big plays that have really hit this Islip defense. Between those 2 big touchdown plays, they've given up a total of 119 yards. As the kickoff is fielded by the up back, Padilla, as he's still moving, and he'll cut it towards the far sideline, has a lane, he's at the 40-yard line and still going at the 47. Rolled down to the ground. And Islip has great field position for their offensive possession. 14 seconds remaining in the first stanza, 14-7. The Clippers leading the Buccaneers. Islip's been able to move the ball on this Bellport defense early on. They've also been hit for a loss a couple of times. Bellport is a defense, well, they may be susceptible to big plays. They can make big plays themselves. 2 very talented corners in that secondary in Armand and Travis Correa. And the linebacker is very stout as an inside run by Joe Sabatino, taking advantage of a free lane up the middle.
Number 52, Nelson Briggs.
Sabatino's short run will end off the first quarter of play. Bellport strong on offense. They lead 14-7 after 1 between the Buccaneers and the Clippers of Bellport. Two teams switch sides as we get started for the second quarter of play. Islip trailing Bellport 14-7. Once again, Sabatino just taking advantage of an empty middle of the field. As Bellport plays, they'll go with 4 defensive linemen, sometimes 5. But sometimes they're susceptible to those runs up the middle, and Sabatino's taking advantage. The first 2 plays of this drive have been 2 quarterback sneaks for a combined gainage of 8 yards. So it'll be a 3rd and 2 from the 46-yard line. Sabatino equally as lethal with his arms as he is with his legs, so you've got to keep tabs on him. They've done a good job of keeping him in the pocket and making sure he can't get out in space. So it's an I for him with Frudenberg, the fullback, Marr, the tailback. 3rd and 2, inside give to Marr. Ball bobbles in his arms, but he comes up with it and rumbles forward for a first down. A pickup of 5 yards. Johnny Marr on the ground doing an excellent job this afternoon as he's found running lanes. His O-line has done a good job of opening up the lanes for him. Up front, Zach Connor, the center, and right guard Vinny Provenzano really anchor that up the middle rushing attack for the Buccaneers. So they'll have a fresh set of downs for the 46-yard line as where 1 minute has elapsed in the second quarter. 14-7, Bellport leads as the sun has poked out as the skies open up a little bit. Weather forecast called for about a 50% chance of rain, but it's just been a weird day on Long Island though. One moment it looks like it'll be 70 and sunny, the next it'll look like it'll be 50, gloomy with a high probability of rain, but at the moment, beautiful afternoon at Bellport High School. Sabatino in the shotgun, inside give, bouncing it outside towards the far side is Padilla. He'll keep dancing and he'll be tackled by a host of Clippers as a late flag on the play between both teams. Nathaniel Chavis was in on the tackle, but he wasn't alone. He had defensive end Justin Hans as well as linebackers Nelson Briggs with him. On this alumni day here at Bellport High School, several players have links to the past, including linebacker Nelson Briggs, one of the captain on this team. His father was the captain of the 1982 undefeated Bellport team that went undefeated. The Briggs family just overall summarized as a Bellport blue-collar type of family. 3 receivers to the far side, Wooten the lone receiver to the near side. Sabatino directs traffic, moves off the point, still rolling towards the far sideline, looking for a lane, and he'll cut it up for a short gainer before drawing a flag on the play. Sabatino extends the play, but this Bellport defense is really collapsing the pocket, making him move his legs.
Personal foul on Bellport.
Late hit on Bellport. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, and it'll be a great gainer for the Buccaneers as Sabatino was rolling towards the far sideline. It appeared he was on his way out of bounds before being nicked up and knocked out of bounds. So the referees will say that hit was a little bit tardy. So it would give 15 free yards to Islip, and they're in business now. 1st and 10 at the 25 as they look to knot this one up. It's 14-7. Bellport lead over Islip, 9:58 to go in the first half.
10 from the 25-yard line.
Sabatino will take this one under center. Bellport will stack the line of scrimmage. And they'll force a false start. As it appears Patrick Shepard got out of his stance as Bellport was showing blitz on that play. They usually play a couple safeties back there, but both safeties were in the box looking for the run. Keying in on tailback Johnny Marr, who's had a strong afternoon. He has a 13-yard touchdown. Not to be outdone is running back Nathaniel Chavius for Bellport, a 53-yard touchdown run. And the second scoring for the Clippers, a 66-yard hookup between Hans and Alejandro Morales on what was a spectacular one-handed grab and an even better yards after catch run. From the eye forward, Hans takes a snap. Inside give off to Moore, and he's brought down by Sip and Briggs. They double team him and stop him at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
15 from the 30-yard line.
It'll be a 2nd and 15 from the 30-yard line, just outside of the range of Eric Rosenthal, the Islip kicker. From this point, it would be about a 47-yard field goal. It's a 5-yard loss on that play. Makes it 7 and 15 from the 30. Sabatino, quarterback under center. Option near side, toss off to Moore. Cutting upfield, has a lane. Good vision, makes a tackle and miss. Still on his feet and going into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Johnny Moore, the explosiveness we talked about, exhibited on that play exactly. And he cuts into the deficit. It's now a 14-13 Bellport lead. Johnny Moore with a 30-yard touchdown run. Doing it all, making defenders look silly in the process. And picking up his 2nd touchdown of the day and the team's 2nd score of the day. Pending the PAT, the Buccaneers can knot this one up. It's currently 14-13. Kick down, Rosenthal sends it up, and it's good. And we're tied up at 14s here in the 2nd quarter of play. 8:58 till the locker room break. It's been a back and forth affair, and it's been a great one so far, as both teams going tit for tat, having an offensive exhibition this afternoon, as we're knotted up at 14s. Joseph III, his team put up 2 unanswered touchdowns, and Islip would respond, and it's really been a field position game. Those kick returns have been huge in this game, as well as on that last drive, a 15-yard personal foul on a late hit to quarterback Joe Sabatino. But that's really going to be the key in this game. It's going to be a game won on the ground, as both teams like to go with a run-first offense. So Sabatino and his offense have put up 2 touchdowns. All 3 of their first half drives to really move the ball into Bellport territory. On the other side, Bellport offensively has done a good job of connecting on big plays. They haven't necessarily had to rely upon those long drives as they usually are known for this season. Let's recap the scoring action. The first score came on a 13-yard run by Johnny Moore. That came at 6:51 in the first quarter. That made it 7-0. Just a mere 18 seconds later, Nathaniel Chavius would respond. 53-yard touchdown run. A failed 2-point conversion will have the score at 7-6. Alejandro Morales, a 66-yard touchdown pass, which featured a one-handed stab and a long run after the catch. As that one is caught, as that one was angled towards the near sideline on the kickoff. So Bellport will start at the 30-yard line, and the final scoring just coming recently. Marr once again 30 yards out, making a couple defenders miss on the way to knot up the game at 14s apiece. And it's 8:54 to go in the first half, and was tied up 2 touchdowns apiece in this big contest that could really play a big part in Bellport getting back on track this season. Who are 1-2 on the season. A couple of tough luck losses this season. They've really been fighting hard, but a couple plays here or there, they can actually be possibly 2-1 or 3-0 on the season. Hans will give it up to Nathaniel Chavius, and Chavius will pick up a short gainer and a late flag on the play.
Pick up a 5, flag on the play.
No indication as to who this flag will be thrown against. So Islip gives a personal foul right back in return to Bellport. That will back them up 15 yards and give them a first down. So some sloppy play here in the first half of play. Islip, 3 penalties in total for 25 yards. A couple false starts on that one. A late hit determined by the referees to give Bellport a first down at the 49-yard line. Tied up at 14, 8:46 to go in the first half of play. Hans, the quarterback, out on the field. He'll have Chavius in the backfield, 3 wide receivers. Inside give to Chavius. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, no gain is Travis Mullen there for the tackle. Mullen goes about 5'11" in size, but he does an excellent job of positioning his body and using his hands to ward off blockers. He's really just a load up front. His size may fool you. You walk past Mullen and you don't necessarily think that this is one of the anchors of a defensive line, but Mullen really just does an excellent job in that 3 defensive lineman front, stepping up in his senior year to be a senior leader on defense. Coming in motion to the near side will be Armand Correa. Hans on the option look, taking himself and picking up close to the markers a first down. Hans with a gainer of about 10 yards. Good job by Justin Hans, a tough-nosed player, always sticking his nose there sticking his nose in on plays. So it's a pickup of about 9 yards, bring up a 3rd and short. 3rd and inches from the 46-yard line. Some confusion between the Clippers sideline and huddle as they try to get the right personnel on the field, as there's 7:13 to go in the first half. 14-14 the score. On's the quarterback. 35 look for the Buccaneers. Inside give, and that one appears to be close to a first down. A flag on the play. Eddie Carson, it appears, had the first down. Referees are going to call a face mask now on Islip, so 15 more free yards. 30 yards combined of penalties on this drive alone, and Bellport is in business. They'll move the ball all the way down to the 36, check that. That's a 5-yard penalty. So we'll put the ball on the 36-yard line for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for Bellport at their own 36-yard line.
.6:59 in the first half of play. On the ground is where this game has been won, and in the trenches, both offensive lines have really sealed a bunch of lanes for Nathaniel Chavius, Johnny Marr and company. Both running backs having strong afternoons as they've just been eating away at this clock and wearing down that defense. Bellport starts 4 players on both sides of the ball, so it's going to be key for that Bellport defense when they get out there to get off of the field. Several guys really playing both sides of the ball last year. 2 guys saw dual action on offense and defense. Correa in motion to the far side, 2 tight ends. Hans looking downfield, surveys. He has Correa down in the red zone, still rumbling forward, and he's at about the 17-yard line. Armand Correa, that's what he does. He's explosive and he gets open in space, and he picks up a Clipper first down.
1st and 10 Bellport, the Islip 16.
The play action game, something we really haven't seen Bellport exploit thus far early on. They've established a run with Nathaniel Chavius. Twin tight end look with Correa, the lone receiver. Chavius looking to go near side. Slips on the turf here at Bellport High School. No gain, if anything, a loss of about 1. So it'll be a 2nd and 11, we'll call it. We're under 6 minutes here in the first half of play. Both teams tied up at 14 apiece. It's really been a high-scoring game in the first half with 2 teams who really relied primarily on the ground game. The lone touchdown through the air went to Alejandro Morales on a 66-yard connection from Justin Hans. Hans is under center. He'll drop back and hand off to Chavius, who has the lane. Chavius going up the middle. and slicing his way into about the 11-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 6 from the 13-yard line. Bellport has used a lot of 2 tight end look. On this play, they'll spread it out a bit. They'll go to 3 wide receivers with Chavius the back in the backfield. Hans looks towards the near side. He'll fire. He has Morales in the end zone for 6. A 13-yard connection. A strike from Justin Hans to Armand Correa. As Correa ran a precise out route and kept his feet in bounds as he toes the end line and gets in the end zone for 6. So Bellport strikes once again. The offense that we saw last time versus Kingsport out in full effect this afternoon. They lead 20-14. Pending the extra point, they'll go for 2. Inside give off to Chavius. He's stacked up behind the line of scrimmage. Bellport 1 for 3 on 2-point conversions this afternoon. It's a 20-14 Clipper lead over the Buccaneers. 4:29 remaining in the first half. Islip is a team which, despite their efforts in this first half, has a very stout and strong defensive unit. They really have given team fits, but this Bellport offensive line has just done an excellent job of establishing the run game, and off that run game they've been able to go to play action looks, but on that one they spread it out. They went to a 4 wide receiver look. Correa was lined up on the inside in the slot, and he ran an out route towards the sideline, and they connect on a 13-yard touchdown, the second of the day for Justin Hans in this first half of play. 3 touchdowns on the scoreboard. Hans, 2 throws, one to Armand Correa, the other to Alejandro Morales. The one run on the ground to Nathaniel Chavius. That a 53-yard variety. They have 3 touchdowns for the Islip Buccaneers. 14 points on the scoreboard, both coming from Johnny Moore. First, a 13-yard touchdown to open this ball game up, and recently a 30-yard strike on just an exquisite job of just juking out a couple defenders and using his elusiveness and speed combination to find the end zone. So that's where we stand, 20-14. Bellport leads here at home, looking for their first win at home on the season. It's Padilla catching it as the up man. He'll cut up the sideline. He's at the 35, still moving forward and out of bounds. Once again, great field position for the Buccaneers. Bellport has had excellent field position as well. That last drive really has to drive this Islip coaching staff insane as they give away free yardage, a 15-yard late hit, a 5-yard face mask. 4 penalties on the afternoon, totaling 30 yards for the Bucks of Islip. Sabatino back out there in the I form with Johnny Moore and Frudenberg in the backfield, Iannacone and Wooten the receivers. Bellport will put 8 defenders in the box. Give off the near side. Desmar, and he has a lane. Still going, cutting up field, and picking up a big gainer of 19 yards. Johnny Marr off left tackle, getting in space. And working on what already is a strong afternoon. Only in this first half of play, 2 touchdowns and a rushing total over 50 yards. With 4:15 remaining in the first half, Bellport leading 20-14 over the Bucks of Islip. Wooten and Iannacone, the receivers. The offensive line and Frudenberg doing a great job of opening up the lanes for Marr. Bellport showing blitz. Sabatino tried to take it himself and sneak it up the middle. Nothing doing as the Clippers finally bear down on that quarterback sneak play that he likes to run a couple times this first half. No gain on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from the Bellport 47. A full crowd out in full force to root on the Bellport Clippers. They're looking for their first win on the season on Alumni Day. 1-2 on the year. The Islip Buccaneers 2-1 on the season, looking to keep up this strong momentum they've had early on this season. And Sabatino will give it off inside to Marr. He's rolled up in the backfield, a loss of about 1. It's not just 1 tackler, it's about 3 or 4 Clippers on the spot. Briggs as well as Conley and Hans in the vicinity of that tackle. 3rd and long from the 48-yard line. Earlier in the game, Islip was able to convert on 3rd and long by hooking up with Iannacone out of the slot. James Iannacone is on the far side as there are 3 receivers to the top, 1 to the near side. That's Wooten, the back, Padilla. Sabatino will take this one from the shotgun. He'll look to option near side. He'll actually fling it up the middle to Johnny Marr. He's rolled up, no gain, and a great stop by Bellport as they read that one, as there's a late flag on the play. As there's some chippiness on that one, Bellport did a great job of just sniffing that one out on 3rd and long, but it appears that that flag may offset. As there's a personal foul, as no, the referee said that one was on Islip. So personal foul on Islip will back up the Buccaneers. For a moment, it appears that one was on Bellport. Bellport will make the wise decision and decline this penalty and force them to punt the football. As no, they will actually accept the penalty, back up the Buccaneers. They'll look to play that field position game. There's 2:09 remaining in this first half of play. 20-14, the Clippers lead over the Bucks. Actually, excuse me, that one was tacked on. That one was tacked on to the play, after the play infraction. So it's 4th and 32. From the 34-yard line, the Buccaneers will have to punt the football, and they'll be moving back some more as the gunner, Rhino McCod. False start, and the penalty is just mounting up here in the first half of play. Penalty's now up to 6. 6 for 50, the total in this first half of play. Islip really giving away a ton of yardage to Bellport. As Bellport, they'll get the ball. There's 1:54 on the clock right now. 4th and 37 from the 29-yard line of Islip. Correa back to return this punt. The explosive punt returner had a punt return for a touchdown as that one bounces to the punter Rosenthal as he just gets that one away, and that's fielded by Carlson. Another flag on the play, keeps his feet moving, almost got out of the reach of a crowd of Buccaneers, but not before being wrestled down to the ground by Vinny Peluso. So at the moment, it was a 20-yard punt with a 17-yard net. There'll be a holding call on the Clippers, so that'll back them up 10 yards. So the Clippers still, after the holding, have good field position. They have 1:37 to work with on the clock. They lead 20-14, and they'll start from their own 41-yard line.
First and 10, Bellport, on the 42.
Bellport will switch up their look, and now they'll open it up as Hans will take it from the shotgun. Chavius, the back in the backfield. Short give off to Correa. He steps out of bounds on the near side, 1:32 on the clock now. Armand Correa, another reception as he had the touchdown on the last series. That was a 13-yard hookup with Hans to Correa to give Bellport back the lead. They lead 20-14. Alejandro Morales flanked to the outside with Correa in the slot. Chavius the back. They'll go with two tight ends. Connor Sipp will come in motion towards the near side. Justin Hans surveys the action, looking downfield, has Morales, and he just overshoots him just past the reach of Alejandro Morales. The big play wide receiver had a step on the defense. James Iannacone was on the coverage, and Morales had him dead to rights, but Hans just a little bit too much mustard on that one. It'll bring up a 3rd and 9 from their own 42. That was the big play they were looking for, as Morales ran a great stop and go route to get by Iannacone. 1:26 on the clock. Bellport leads 20-14. They'll start with one look and switch it up. Morales, Correa, top of the screen. Hans looking left, fires left, has Morales. Iannacone on the tackle. They'll call that one incomplete. So it'll be a 4th and 9, 1:20 on the clock. Islip will force a 3 and out as Bellport is backed up on their own 41-yard line. And staying with the moniker of field position, it appears as they'll send out the punt unit and look to just play that field position game, go to the halftime break as they lead 20-14. Justin Hans will punt this one away. Back to receive is Terrence Foley for Islip. Foley also joined by tailback Johnny Marr, who's had a strong first half. 2 touchdowns on the day. Low line drive kick fielded by Foley at the 21. He has a lane down the right side. He's still going at midfield. Spun around, brought down, but not before reaching Bellport territory. And that's where the Buccaneers will start their offense with 1:08 on the clock and trailing by 6.
First and 10, Islip from the Bellport 48.
Terrence Foley, rangy guy, he has great size. And on that one, showing that he's not only a possession guy, he's got great ability to break it loose. As the 6'3 Foley rumbling down the right side and picking up extra yardage and putting Islip in prime opportunity where they can move this ball a little bit and possibly get into field goal range right before the first half would come to an end. Sabatino under center with Wooten the receiver towards the near side. Sabatino will look to option near side, looks to flip it off to Marr, and that one is a busted play as it appeared on the pitch. The pitch was swatted down, and Marr couldn't cleanly come up with that, so he'll just fall on it, and Islip will call for a timeout. 56 seconds remaining in the first half. They lose 6 yards on that play. Actually, no, check that. They lose 7 yards on that play. It'll bring up a 2nd and long as a busted play by Islip as they had Marr out in space looking to pitch that one off to Johnny Marr, but Sabatino couldn't get a clean toss towards the way of his tailback. Let's get you a recap of what has been a back and forth and a highly entertaining first half of play, to say the least. Game was opened up by Johnny Marr and his 13-yard touchdown scamper up the middle, made it 7-0 after the point after try. Great kick return by Armand Correa. That would set up a Nathaniel Chavius 53-yard touchdown run, 7-6 after a missed 2-point conversion. Morales 66 yards. Marr will strike back for a 30-yard touchdown, and recently a 13-yard connection between Hans and Correa. And that's where we stand. Bellport 20, Islip 14, 1 minute to go in the first half on a 2nd and 18 from their own 43. Inside give to Jalen Padilla. Padilla won't have much to work with as he works his way into the grasp of Reginald Sinclair. The big defensive tackle, Sinclair, doubles up on the offensive line as a tackle, but he also does a great job of plugging the middle as Islip letting time erase off the clock as the clock going down under 40 seconds as the Buccaneers don't seem to be in a rush on this 3rd and 14 from their 46-yard line. Clock at 20 seconds now. Islip seems content to take this one to the half, and they'll call for a timeout with 14 seconds on the clock. 3rd and 15 from the 46-yard line. Joseph's crew has done a good job defensively in this first half of play. Johnny Morris got loose a couple times, but for the most part, Bellport has done a good job of just plugging up the lanes and really making sure that option look has had no room to breathe. Defensively, just all around a stout performance in this first half. It's been linebackers Nelson Briggs and Connor Sipp getting into the action, and defensive line can't go unnoticed as Jason Conley has had a strong first half as well. Offensively, you really have to give kudos to Nathaniel Chavius for doing what he does, which is get in open space and creating damage as he's really kept the chains moving this afternoon. Justin Hans missed Alejandro Morales on that one deep ball that could have possibly resulted in 6 points. But beyond that one throw, he's run an efficient and smart first half of play. He's a disciplined, smart, hard worker. That's what the coaching staff says about their quarterback. They love the fact that he's a gym rat, a true Bellport player, one of those players who's the first in the gym, the last out of the gym. Really cares about his craft and becoming a perfect quarterback here for this Clipper team, and they currently on defense. Hans playing at that defensive end position. 20-14, Clippers lead. 16 seconds remaining in the first half. It's a 3rd and 15 from the 46. Sabatino in the shotgun, Wooten to the near side, trips receivers to the top. Sabatino will dive and take it himself, and he'll run into the grasp of big Nelson Briggs, the linebacker. Bellport will call for a timeout. There's 10 seconds on the clock now. Bellport will force the hand of Islip and make them punt this one away as the ball is placed on the 47.5-yard line. Overall, the message was quite simple from Coach Joseph. I just need my guys to play like men out there. I need my defense to step up. I need them to have pride. This school, the tradition of this program requires that if you put on the Clipper red, if you put on that Bellport helmet with the B running across your helmet, you have to play with pride, you have to play as a man, and you have to play with responsibility to the rich tradition of the past. And especially on Alumni Day, today, this afternoon, it's key for Joseph's crew to put out a strong performance. In the first half of play, they put out a solid performance on both sides of the ball. They lead by 6 with 10 seconds remaining in the half. Armand Correa, the explosive returner, back to return this punt. Eric Rosenthal, the kicker. And Islip, once again, a little bit too early, as that will be their 4th false start in the first half. Correa back to return this punt. It would also be Eddie Carson should this one go short. 10 seconds on the clock. Islip will pooch this one away from their 43-yard line. Rosenthal to punt this one, the specialist for this Buccaneer team. Has a solid leg, can really put some oomph on that one when he hits it correctly. Rosenthal sends off a line drive, deep punt. That one will roll at about the 20, and appears it kicked off of a leg of a Buccaneer, but recovered by Bellport. Eddie Carson will just fall on that one as there's 1 second remaining on the clock. Bellport offensively going out on the field. They're about 74 yards away from the end zone on what has been a great first half of play. They lead 20-14, but give Islip credit. They're still hanging around this game. Offensively, first couple possessions, they really were moving the ball quite well before the action would be slowed down a bit by this Bellport defensive unit. But they trail only by 6 at the moment. And barring an unseen series of events, that will be the score at the half as they trail 20-14 with 1 tick remaining on the clock. In the first half, Justin Hans will take it from the shotgun. Nathaniel Chavius the back. They'll come out with 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends. Here's Hans, takes a snap. He'll look to fire this one long. He'll fire deep to Correa. That one through the arms of Johnny Marr. The only blemish on his otherwise great first half. 2 touchdowns for Marr. And that's the end of the first half. The Clippers of Bellport lead 20-14 over the Islip Buccaneers. Still 24 minutes of football remaining. 20-14, Bellport leading Islip. Bellport will kick off to start off this final 24 minutes of football. They lead Islip 20-14. They control really much the momentum in the first half of play, but only hold a 6-point lead to show for it. Islip, meanwhile, they'll have the ball. They opened up the game by scoring a touchdown. Johnny Marr, 2 first-half touchdowns. Justin Hans, 2 touchdowns through the air. The quarterback for Bellport, he was also joined by Nathaniel Chavius, who had a 53-yard touchdown run. Short kickoff into the arms of Wooten, who cut it up towards the middle of the field. Still going, has a lane. Wooten just 1 tackler away from taking it the distance, but he had to settle for the ball. 1st and 10 at the Bellport 44. Good return by Wooten as Islip has been receiving those kickoffs on the wings. Their kickoff returner, Johnny Marr, hasn't had a chance to get the ball in his hands really much on the kickoff, so it'll be a 1st and 10 to open up the second half of play. Interesting to see, last game out, they had a 17-3 win over Cosmog. Interesting to see if the offense opens it up. Last game, they started off slow, really picked up momentum, and really picked it up, brought it on in the second half of play. Early on, they go back to the I-form. Sabatino under center. Fix the inside give, takes it himself, and he's slammed down. Jason Conley having none of it. First play of the second half looked a lot like the first half as Islip offensively just running into a brick wall up front. Bellport really holding firm at the line of scrimmage as it'll be a 2nd and 10 from the 43. Frudenberg, the fullback. Marr dots the I in the backfield. Wooten and Iannacone, the receivers. Handoff to Marr. He'll keep his legs moving but won't find much off right side. Pick up a gain of about 3, setting up another 3rd and long. Good field possession off the opening kick return by Joel Wooten. Let's get you a recap of the first half. It really was a game where coming out, Islip did exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to get the offense rolling early on. No penalties, no 3 and outs. Just 7 points. That came off Johnny Marr's 13-yard touchdown run. Nathaniel Chavius responding, making it a 6-7 deficit after failing on the 2-point conversion. Right back, Bellport would come. Morales would catch a 66-yard touchdown on a great grab. 30-yard touchdown run by Johnny Marr, make it 14 all. And recently, Armand Correa, 20-14 as Sabatino drops back looking for the screen, stays on his feet, off to Foley. He'll cut it up the field and have a first down and then some. Knocked out of bounds Sabatino appeared to he was dead to rights. They were looking right side for a screenplay. Nothing there. Near side in the flats. Marr was covered there as well. And Foley was open across the middle. Excellent job by Sabatino keeping his presence and finding the rangy 6'3" Terrence Foley, who was able to do some damage after the catch and pick up an Islip first down. So it's 1st and 10 from the 37. They trail by 6. We're 2 minutes into the second half. 3 wide receivers, Iannacone in the slot with Foley on the wing. Here's Sabatino. 4-2-5 look for Bellport as Conley slams down Marr with a loud thud. Johnny Marr running tough as he picks up a good gainer on that play. Pickup of about 3. Johnny Marr really finding those lanes are closing in on him. As to open the game, Islip really established that run game. But it appears that they've got a good talking to by head coach Joseph III, and they're doing a good job of plugging that option offense or those inside gives. So Marr's in the backfield, 4 wide receivers on 2nd and 8. They'll hand off to Marr. He'll see what he can do. He'll bounce around inside, wiggle upfield, and be close to a first down. Good run by Johnny Marr. Good vision to just stay patient on that one, not getting out in front and letting his blocks establish themselves downfield as he got into this Bellport secondary.
There's an official timeout on the field for a measurement.
There'll be a measure on this close call to see if it's either a first down or force a 3rd down for Islip. And just a quick reminder, the fall edition of MSG Varsity the magazine is out now. Pick up your copy at your school or log on to msgvarsity.com/magazine. Close call. The referees will call it 3rd and a hair piece. Excuse me, 3rd and a hair. As it's short, it'll be 3rd and short, 20-14. Bellport leads with 8:48 to go in the 3rd quarter of play. Coach Jamie Lynch said he wanted to play a physical, smash mouth type of game for his Islip offense, and what bigger than this opportunity? 3rd and 1, the fullback Frudenberg and Johnny Marr in the backfield. Sabatino takes it himself, dives forward, and that's all he needed. As it appears he'll have a first down. It was just a couple of inches, and he had maybe a full couple yards. So Sabatino takes it himself, QB sneak, as he goes off left guard for an Islip first down.
1st and 10, Islip.
Islip has the ball at their 27-yard line. Marching now as they move it down the field. Terrence Foley, a big gainer on this drive. It was 3rd and long. Terrence Foley on what appears to be a busted play was wide open. Some good blocks downfield by his offensive line. Sprung him free as he picked up a first down. It'll be 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top. Jalen Padilla on the inside. Sabatino with Marr in the backfield. Inside give to Johnny Marr. Looking to use that speed to go sideline to sideline, but he is dragged down to the turf for no gain. Justin Hans, the quarterback. Excellent sideline to sideline speed. Staying with Marr as he was looking to bounce that one outside. Nothing doing. As the clock winding down now to 8 minutes. As we tick under 8 minutes, Bellport leads 20-14. Extended drives such as this one. That's what Islip was looking for in this game. They're really looking for this offense to keep that defense off the field, protect it, let it get a rest, let it get a breather. Offense been moving it consistently on this drive. It's a 2nd and 11, however, from the 28. 4 receivers, Marr in the back. Bellport coming in, showing blitz. Hans will take it himself. He has a lane up the middle. Picks up a good gainer, setting up a 3rd and manageable. Sabatino, excuse me, with the carry.
Brings up a 3rd and 7 from the Bellport. 20 good.
3rd and 7 from the 24. From this point, it would be 41 yards. So it's interesting to see whether they want to kind of just run the ball, get some yardage to just kind of get maybe a field goal on the scoreboard. But they'll come out with 4 wide receivers, Mar in the backfield, Sabatino from a pistol formation. Here's Sabatino. He's going off left side. Option off to Mar. Pitches it. Mar close on the sideline. He'll step out of bounds. He'll be short of the first down marker.
Number 10, Kevin Wilson. 4th down.
Offense in no hurry to get off the field. It's 4th and short. But the offense appears they'll be going for this one. From here, it would be 40 yards out.
4th and 6 from the Bellport.
The official call is a 4th and 6 from the 23-yard line as the crowd comes into the action now as they let their voice be heard. 4 wide receivers, Jalen Padilla and Ian Coney, the inside guys, Wooten and Foley on the wings. Sabatino looking, past the ball, fires near side, over the head of everyone, looking for Ian Coney.
Sabatino's pass incomplete.
Incomplete pass, Reginald Sinclair on the hurry. And Bellport will get the ball now. So over 5.5 minutes with the ball. Nothing to show for it. Islip at least flips field position, but Bellport will pick up possession. They lead by 6. 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The Bucks have been able to move it a couple times on this Clippers defense. They've moved it, but unfortunately when they've come close within the 25 and in mark, they've really stalled a couple times. So Bellport, they'll have an opportunity now as there's a total of 18.5 minutes of football remaining in this game. At the halftime break, Coach Joseph III had a nice word or two with his entire team as they huddled up. He said simply, 24 minutes, men. Get that first home victory. Hans is being hounded in the backfield, and he'll be brought down. Jacob Frudenberg and Travis Mullen both on the sack. Mullen, what's new? Sack number 5 on the season. As he was in with Jacob Frudenberg, as Hans just had no time to throw on that one. So a big sack on first down makes it a 2nd and 17. So this really maybe forces Bellport out of their element. They like to run that football, but on 2nd and 17, backed up close to the shadow of their own goal post. Hans will go under center. Eddie Carson in the back. Hans looking far side. And he has Alejandro Morales. Good job by Morales going to the ground to dig that one off the turf for a pickup of 5 yards. So it'll be a 3rd and 12, a big opportunity for Islip. They can get a stop here. They can redirect the field position, and they'll be moving back on offense with something that they can work with. Jamie Lynch, the pride and the backbone of this team is his defense. Words to his defense for this game is just do what you do. You're a great unit. You come through for us time and time again. And right now they can use a stop on 3rd and 12 from the 21. 4:55 on the clock. Correa in motion towards the near side. Timeout, Islip, as they did not like the look on that play. And it appears it was a mix-up in the coverage as Ian Coney, the defensive back, did not follow Morales when he came shifting across, so they'll call a timeout to divert disaster, and that's where we stand. 20-14, Bellport leads. 4:52 remaining in the 3rd quarter of play, and it's been a great afternoon of football action here. But you can keep track of this game as well as all the great high school football in the tri-state area by tuning into a Quick 60 every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on MSG Varsity. Mike Quick unveils the weekly Tri-State Top 25 and takes your calls, emails, and tweets. Mike Quick is the guru of the gridiron, and he lives right here on MSG Varsity.
Let's hear it for our Bellport cheerleaders, led by Miss Jen Merrill.
It's going to be a 3rd and 12 for Bellport. Ball on the 21-yard line. Islip opened the second half with a solid drive to move the ball down inside the 25. Not quite the red zone, but they did move the ball with some efficiency on that offensive drive before stalling and falling short on a 4th and 7. So now it's Bellport's turn. They'll look to keep this clock moving. It's 4:52 on the clock in the third quarter. Islip forced to burn their first time out of the second half. Hans, shotgun, Morales near side, in motion. He'll be shadowed by Terrence Foley. Hans looking downfield, absorbs a hit. Morales, that one in and out of his hands. Great job by Johnny Marr on the coverage. Airtight coverage by one of the top defensive backs in Suffolk County. As Morales had little room to breathe, that one bobbled in and out of his hands. Marr stuck his mitt in there, got that one dislodged and forces a 3 and out. Morales, the big-time playmaker, going over the middle and deep. He had a 66-yard touchdown earlier. If Hans could have took a hair off of one of that deep ball down the left sideline, he probably would have had another long score. And on that one, it appears he was going deep and had a slight edge, but excellent job by Johnny Marr. That one is punted deep and rolling all the way back into Islip territory. Terrence Foley unable to field that one, as is a late flag on the play. An amazing punt, net punt on that one of 56 yards. Ball backed up all the way at the Islip 20. So what once appeared as if they could get some good field position, they'll have to start backed up at the 20. So 4:35 on the clock. No signal as to what the call was, but it came behind the punting unit of Bellport. Flag on Islip once again. They pick up flag number 7 on the afternoon. 60 combined yards of flags on the field this afternoon. That'll back them up. They'll be at the 10-yard line. So how momentum switches and how what appeared to be Bellport would have to punt it from their own 21, and they would have to give up some favorable positioning to Islip. Now it's Islip backed up at their own 10, and they'll have to work with it now with 4.5 to go in the third quarter of play. Both coaches very similar-minded. Jamie Lynch, Joseph III, both hard-nosed disciplinarians where they look to get the most out of their team. They like to play that grind it out, leave it on the ground, defensive, field position type of game, but the flags have just been a pain in the rear end for Islip all afternoon long. Inside give to the fullback, Frudenberg. He won't find much, but there'll be a couple flags on the ground once again. Frudenberg ran into a wall, and the wall's name was Reginald Sinclair. It's a face mask. So that'll be 5 yards and a first down for Islip. Reginald Sinclair, just a man amongst boys out there. You look at him, and he is physically imposing. Stands tall, stands stout. He's the left tackle and also plays over the center as a nose guard. He really allows Coach Joseph to play a variety of fronts because they can use
Face mask on Bellport. Preview first and 10 for Islip.
15-yard face mask. And that will put Islip all the way up to the 27-yard line. So Sabatino will be from the gun. Looking near side, Conley smacks Sabatino, not before he hands it off to Marr. Marr eluding a host of tacklers. He can't run forever, and eventually he'll run into the grasp of Henry Velasquez. Velasquez subbing in. He's part of the sub package for Bellport. Bellport doing an excellent job of just keeping on their motor running and just going to the ball. As Johnny Marr, you've got to love the effort on that play. He left a couple of defenders in his trail on the near sideline, cut up the middle. Big Henry Velasquez there to welcome him back to the turf as it's 2nd and 8 from the 30-yard line. 4 wide receivers whooping to the near side. Inaconi and Padilla in the slot. And Sabatino will just cut that one up the field for a short gainer.
2, Nelson Briggs.
What a game for Nelson Briggs on Alumni Day, making his father proud. His father once roamed this field on that undefeated 82 squad, and like his daddy, Nelson Briggs, one of the leaders of this team. That's what the coaching staff loves, his tenacity out there. They just love the way this kid, as a hitter and overall, just a hard worker and a blue-collar Bellport player. So it'll be a 3rd and 5 from the 32. A quick third quarter of play as the clock has just been on run the entire quarter because it's just been majority of completed pass and run plays. We're at 2:35 in the third. Bellport leads 20-14. Play action by Sabatino, rolling near side, fires the bomb downfield. Wooten going up for it, jostling with Correa for positioning. Wooten had it for a moment, then Correa knocked it out of his arms. That one could have gone either way. It was a 50-50 ball, but it falls to the turf incomplete, so Correa forces the incompletion, and it'll be a 4th and 5 as Correa takes his position back as the punt returner. He's back with Eddie Carson. No scoring here in the second half of play. The first half was really an offensive track meet on the ground. And Johnny Marr, 2 touchdowns. Nathaniel Chavius, a 53-yard touchdown run. Justin Hans, the quarterback for Bellport, 2 strikes through the air for scores, one to Correa for 13 yards, and the more impressive one to Alejandro Morales for 66 yards on what was a one-handed grab. He just stuck that big mid out there, plucked it out of the air, and took it the rest of the distance. Correa back, he'll feel this one at the 34. Has a lane down the sideline, still going. A punt return for a touchdown a week ago. Instead, he'll just have a really impressive return. We'll call it 22 yards for Armand Correa as he moves the ball up to the Islip 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bellport.
1st and 10, Bellport to the Islip 43-yard line.
Want to see some great action photos of today's game? Of course you do. So you log on to msgvarsity.com and click on the photo tab. There you will have all the great moments from your favorite team. Inside gift to Chavius as he's tripped up and falls at about the 40-yard line, excuse me. And not only do we have pictures of the players on the field, we have photos of you, the fans in the stands. And it's all about community, and it's all right here on msgvarsity.com. The story on the field this afternoon has just been the relentless running game by both teams. And Bellport has sprinkled in a couple of deep play opportunities and a little passing game as Justin Hans will play action. This one, look downfield. He'll fire and connect to Morales. Rolling up to the 30-yard line is the speedy Alejandro Morales for a Bellport 1st down.
That's good for a Bellport 1st down.
Morales has really been the primary receiver this afternoon. He just has a step on this Islip defense, one step ahead. It appears at most times as he's just been too fast. That one a good pickup for Morales. 1st down at the 30-yard line as Bellport looks to extend this advantage to 2 scores. Correa, the receiver on the near side. 2 tight ends, I form. Inside give. Cutting near side. And rolling down inside the red zone is Eddie Carson, one of the captains on this Bellport team. And the Clipper can feel it as they're moving it now as they have the ball at the 14.
Bellport, nice 14-yard line.
Excellent showing this afternoon by the Bellport faithful as they cheer on this Clippers team who lead 20-14 as we are now under 60 seconds in what has been a quick third quarter of play. Chavius, the tailback, Sip, his lead blocker with Correa top of the screen. Hans looking for Morales, has Alejandro Morales at about the 8. Not before Iannacone and Sabatino bring him down short of the markers. A 1st down would be at roughly the 4.5-yard line. So we'll bring up a 2nd and 4. Under 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter of play. My name, Stephen Florival, Joseph III, looking for his first home victory as head coach of the Bellport Clippers. His father had a ton of wins at home, 211 in total in his illustrious career. Near side to Correa, and he has his second touchdown on the day. Armand Correa, second touchdown reception on the day, third overall for Justin Hans. And now Bellport jumps out big at the end of the third quarter. They lead 26-14. 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Well, they go to the money play. Once again, Armand Correa, an out route towards the goal line, makes the reception, sneaks it over the pylon. 6 points. His second touchdown on the day. Bellport showing a great offensive tenacity that showed in that last one versus Kings Park when they dropped 49 points. They've got 26 pending the 2-point attempt at the end of this third quarter of play. But excellent job by Justin Hans surveying the field, going to a second option. It appeared that he was looking top side, then he came back for Correa. So Correa and Morales top side. Chavius the back in the backfield as they'll go for two. Inside give to Chavius. He's short of the goal line, so with 3 seconds, the 2-point conversion is not complete. So it's 26-14. Bellport leads over Islip.
Bellport 26, Islip 14.
Strong day by Justin Hans as he's done a good job of just using that run game to his benefit. It's really just sucked in the Islip defense. This Islip defense, highly touted here in the Suffolk County area, but they're being exposed a little bit this afternoon, as it's been Bellport, who's been one step quicker this afternoon, and they lead 26-14 with 3 seconds here in the third quarter of play. A third quarter which really flew by as both teams were just running the ball, smashing the ball, and chewing up that clock.
Kicking off for Bellport, number 10, Kevin Wilson.
Wilson will send it off. The returner, Johnny Marr and Joel Wooten.
Number 8, Joel Wooten.
Bellport, this is exactly the position they wanted to be in. They wanted a multiple score lead where they knew that they could dictate some looks on defense and force the offense to play into their hands. And now this Bellport faithful and this Bellport team can sense win number 2 as they are 12 minutes and 3 seconds away. That one rolls towards the far sideline. Excellent job by Jalen Padilla, just letting that one roll out of bounds. It will draw a flag and bring the ball up to the 40-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and 10 from the 40 for Islip. Still plenty of time in this game. They have a full quarter of play and one final play to close out this third quarter of play. Jamie Lynch knew what was in store when he brought Islip up to Bellport for this tough contest in this Class 2 battle. He said Bellport's a school where they have big kids up front on offense and defense. I like my offense, chances because our O-line should do a good job of being able to handle that rush and be able to handle the big bodies. Islip will elect to take the yardage on the kickoff and have Bellport re-kick it from the 35-yard line. So from a kickoff from the 35 with 3 seconds remaining, Bellport leads 26-14. Wilson will send it off. Short pooch kick caught by one of the front line blockers. So Islip has the ball at midfield with 2 seconds on the clock. They trail by 12. But this Islip offense has the ability, they have the playmakers at wide receiver and running back to get themselves quickly into this game. So they trail by 12, 26-14. The latest damage coming from the third touchdown pass by Justin Hans. That one found Armand Correa once again. Correa has 2 touchdown receptions on the day and has done a strong job of playing corner as well. He's been spotlighting number 1 receiver Joel Wooten as he's Wooten on the near side in this I-form look. Sabatino Looking option near side. Marr looking for a lane down the left sideline. Gang tackled, and that's how the third quarter of play will end. We'll switch sides and we'll come back. Bellport will look to edge out Islip. They lead the Buccaneers 26-14. 12 minutes of football remaining. Fourth quarter of action slated to get underway momentarily. A second 8 from the 48-yard line of Bellport. My name is Stephen Florival. We're in Brookhaven, New York. Bellport High School, the scene. As the weather has held up, it's roughly about 64 degrees. Rain was in the forecast, none this afternoon. It's been a dry day at Sabatino looking for an end around. Iannacone coming around the near side, cutting it up. He has a first down and then some. Iannacone down to about the 36-yard line. Islip picking up the momentum as they'll move quickly. They trail 26-14. Clock not in their favor, but still plenty of time to get back in this ball game. They only trail by 12. Their defense has been nicked up and bruised a little bit this afternoon. Defensively, they pride themselves as being a linchpin of this team, but this afternoon it's really been Bellport which has sent it to this defense up front with that mammoth offensive line, paving the way for Nathaniel Chavius and giving plenty of time for Justin Hans to find his outlets. As Sabatino dropped back, looked to set up the screen as Marr will catch it, skies forward. And then the quarterback of the Bellport Clippers, Justin Hans, will bring him down after a short gainer. So we'll bring up a second and about, we'll call it 6.
No gain.
Actually, no gain on the play. Second and 10 from the 36-yard line. Islip is usually a ball possession offense, but they've got to be aware of that clock as it's now ticked to 11 minutes. They trail by 12. They're 35 yards outside of the end zone. On second and officially 9. Near side it's Foley. Top of the screen is Marr with Jalen Padilla in the backfield. Two-man game with Sabatino and Padilla. Stiff arming and going out of bounds.
Pitch number 4, Jalen Padilla. Run out of bounds by number 10, Kevin Wilson.
Big third down coming up for Islip. At this point of the game, this juncture, you have to imagine this might be 4-down territory, down multiple scores. And this Bellport offense really moving the ball quite well and chewing up clock. There might not be enough possessions remaining in this game should they fail on third down to punt it away. So this might be 4-down territory. And officially a 3rd and 7 from the 34. 4 wide receivers. Marr, Iannacone, the slot guys, Wooten, and Foley outside. Jalen Padilla flanks Sabatino in the backfield. Sabatino being hounded. He'll just get rid of it. Iannacone couldn't come up with a diving attempt. Good job by Justin Hounce. On the pressure. It'll be a 4th and 7 from the 34. Offense remaining on the field as Jamie Lynch signals out the 4th and 7 play that will hopefully keep them moving as there's 10.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of play. The sideline, this crowd, they can feel the second win on the season all afternoon long. The crowd coming up to several players saying the goal is 500 today. Let's get this second win. Let's pull to 2-2. Great turnout this afternoon as they've been on their feet and they've been loud for the majority of this afternoon. Sabatino has 3 receivers and the halfback Marr in the slot. He'll look for Marr down the left sideline, going up and pulling it down. No, incomplete.
Intended for number 30, Kevin Marr. Broken up by number 1, Nate Chavius. Brings a first down.
Johnny Marr was the intended receiver. Joe Sabatino threw a jump ball, but Marr couldn't come up with it. So 10.5 minutes left and Bellport with the football. They lead 26-14. Bellport really ratcheting it up on defense. Their first drive of the game for Islip. They go down the field and they capitalize on a 13-yard touchdown with Johnny Marr untouched into the end zone. That came at the 6:51 point in the first quarter of play. Islip would later add another touchdown as Mar would have a 30-yard touchdown run as that one was deflected at the line of scrimmage. But you're looking at a stretch of from 5:58 in the second quarter, a stretch of at which this point spans over 18 minutes of football that Bellport has just made life miserable for this Islip offense. Islip goes to the air on their first set of plays. It's a 2nd and 10 from the 34. Three wide receivers for the Clippers, split backs with Sip and Javius. Next to Hans. There's Hans looking downfield, takes a shot, looking for Correa. Stride for stride was Johnny Moore. Airtight coverage on Correa. Incomplete. So interesting for Bellport. They've been a running team the majority of the season and this game. So they elect the first two plays to throw the ball. Clock time not elapsing off the clock, a total of 8 seconds elapsing from that failed 4th down attempt for Islip to this point now. So it's a 3rd and 10 with 10:22 remaining in the ball game. They trail 26-14. A stop here would be huge for Islip as they can conserve clock and get the ball back to that offense and give them time to score and get back in the ball game. 3rd and 10 from the 34. Bellport with two wide receivers. Islip playing in close, and they'll smack Justin Hounce at the line of scrimmage. So a 3-and-out forced by the Islip defense as they'll get the offense back the ball with limited time taken off the clock. Good job by the coaching staff to just force Bellport to cough it up. They'll have to punt this one away. Wilson will send it off as Marr and Terrence Foley are back to return. Actually, no, Justin Hounce will be the punter on this play. Hounce angling it towards the middle of the field as once again Terrence Foley and Johnny Moore have a mix-up in communication and it rolls and Islip loses about 10 to 15 yards on the Bellport roll. Nonetheless, the Buccaneers will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. 9:36 remaining in the ball game, and quick reminder that the fall edition of MSG Varsity the magazine is out now. Pick up your copy at your school or log on to msgvarsity.com/magazine.
Pretty sure Islip has
1st and 10 Islip from the 19-yard line.
9.5 minutes for Islip to get 12 or more points. They trail 26-14 at the moment. They also have 2 timeouts, so they won't have the full benefit of having 3 timeouts to stop the clock. Inside give, Johnny Marr has the ball and knows what to do with it. Good gainer on that one. Close to the 1st down marker. Cut it upfield to about the 30-yard line. Refs will move the chains for an Islip 1st down. Johnny Marr having a very strong afternoon. They've really used him and run him left tackle. They run him outside. They run him up the middle. He's had a good afternoon. But at the moment, they really need something, a big play at the moment. Sabatino cuts it up the middle and has a lane. Sabatino running by himself. 30, 20, 10, and into the end zone for 6. Loses the ball. He didn't cross the goal line, and it's recovered by Bellport in the end zone. Sabatino appeared as if he was on his way for 6 points. He was at the 2-yard line, loses the ball, and he is beside himself as Kevin Wilson recovers in the end zone as the speedy Joe Sabatino broke the line and went into the Bellport secondary, had a lane, was breaking free, lost his shoe, lost the ball, And Bellport, as a result, has a 1st and 10 at the 20 with 9:04 to go. A big turn of events for Bellport, as that was the big play that the Bucks were looking for. Sabatino, he'd been using that QB sneak all afternoon long to really pick up short yardage, and on that one he found the lane he was looking for. He cut it up the field and he was gone, but he was hawked down from behind. The forced fumble inside of the 5-yard line and recovered by the Clippers. What a play, as Bellport stays with it on that one, as Sabatino appeared to have broke free of everybody. Nothing doing as he turns it over. As with 9:04 on the clock, Bellport with the ball, 1 receiver, and a twin tight end I-form look. Inside give and cutting near side. It's Eddie Carson as he loses his footing. No gain on the play, but wow, you talk about just Joe Sabatino just taking off. That's the track star play we were looking for this afternoon. Coach Jamie Lynn said, wait till you see him in the open field. He really can just take it up the middle and do damage. He kept chipping away at that Clipper defense and eventually found a lane. 8.5 minutes to go. The Bellport offense looking to chew away on that clock. Islip gonna need to force something here on defense, either a 3-and-out or a turnover, because they need to get the ball back. Here's Chavius cutting it up and scooting upfield for a short gain of about 2. It will be a 3rd and 9 for Bellport. 8 minutes on the clock. They lead 26-14. They have 4 touchdowns. Excuse me. Well, yes, 4 touchdowns. No, 5 touchdowns, excuse me, on the afternoon. No, 4 touchdowns. Sorry about that. Correction. Justin Hounce with 3 through the air, and the other by Chavius on the ground, 53 yards out. This has been a big play afternoon for this Bellport offense. 3rd and 9. They'll elect to run the ball and eat some more time as Chavius is stacked up in the backfield. Zach Connor was in on the action.
Brings a 4th and 11, Bellport.
Bellport will have to punt this one away, but they really averted a disaster as Sabatino was a mere yards away from cutting this to a 1-score deficit. But once again, that's the hustle and the relentless motor by this Bellport defense. They didn't give up on the play and they forced a turnover. So Justin Hans will kick it away from his own 19. Midfield, Marr fields this one. They'll throw a flag on the play. It appears this one will go against Islip. No official ruling yet. Marr called a fair catch, so they're going to call an illegal procedure as he proceeded after calling for a fair catch. So a bugaboo of the Buccaneers has been a yellow hanky thrown on the field this afternoon. And they'll draw yet another one. That one will back them up. It'll be a 1st and 10 from their 47-yard line with 6:51 to go. Islip trailing 26-14. Islip with 2 timeouts. They still have time, but they've got to move with it and move with a sense of urgency as the clock not in their favor, as they need to get the ball, score. They currently have the ball, and they need to score, either onside kick it or force a 3-and-out, get it back, score again. There's Sabatino in the I form. Iannacone and Wooten, the receivers. Johnny Marr has a lane down the left side. Here's Johnny Marr, and there he goes, still on his feet, rumbling down to the 25-yard line. All afternoon long, Johnny Marr has been on his whistle, and that's what he does there. A great run, taking it from midfield, moving it into the Bellport end of the field. Islip in business. 6:40 remaining in the 4th quarter. They trail 26-14. Staying with that run game are the Buccaneers as they're still pounding Johnny Moore, and he's paying off dividends. I form once again. Frudenberg, the lead back. Sabatino likes the look. He'll take it up the middle himself for a short gainer.
52, Nelson Briggs.
Nelson Briggs, he's had an active afternoon. Another tackle for Mr. Briggs. Doing a good job of plugging that middle with Reggie Sinclair. Sinclair will sub off the field to get a breather, as he's been a big part of this run defense, as Ira Boggett will check into the middle and play up the middle on this defensive front. I form, play action, good fake by Sabatino, looking downfield, has Foley, good leaping grab, going for the end zone, rolling, and the refs will mark him down at the 1. Good feed by Sabatino, finding Foley, and they'll move quickly as we're under 6 minutes now.
First and goal at the 5.
At the 5-yard line, excuse me. Iannacone and Wooten the receivers. Foley lined up in the tight end box. 5:40 on the clock. Trailing by 12, an inside give to Johnny Moore. That one's plugged up for no gain. Bellport holding tough and looking to hold Islip out of the end zone, as will be a 2nd and goal from the 5.
50, Jake Sauer. Second and goal from the 5.
Islip looking to make it 2 for 2 in the red zone this afternoon. The last time they were here resulted in a 13-yard run from Marr. Marr and Frudenberg in the backfield. Foley the tight end. Iannacone and Wooten the receivers. Sabatino, quarterback keeper, looking to inch his way in close. Just a couple of yards short, and the clock will continue to move as we tick to 4:40 remaining in the contest. Islip trailing by 12.
3rd and goal from the 2.
3rd and goal from the 2. Wooten top of the side of the screen. Iannacone near side. I form, Frudenberg with Marr in the backfield. Sabatino, QB keeper, in for 6. Joe Sabatino cuts the deficit to 1 score. Islip still in it. They trail 26-20 with the extra point coming. 4:18 remaining in the 4th quarter of play. Joe Sabatino liked the look, so he took it on the QB sneaker. A couple of yards is all he need, and that's what he got. So for the moment, he makes up for that fumble inside of the 5, which rolled inside the end zone. Islip trailing 26-20, 4:18 from Joe Sip Field. Flag on the PAT.
Flag on the play.
Kick was up and good, but it will not count, as it will be an illegal procedure on Islip. So I'll back him up, as this is a big PAT, as if they were to get this PAT, it would make a touchdown, would give them the lead. If they were to miss, it would make it so they would need a touchdown and the point after try to take the lead. So it will be 5 yards backed up. Point try by Rosenthal. Marr the holder. Ball is down, kick is up, and it's good. Rosenthal splits the uprights, and it's a 26-21 lead for Bellport. That lead sliced down to 5. 4:18 remaining. Winning time for both teams. Who wants it more? As Bellport just looking to edge out this gritty Islip team and pick up their first home win on the season and improve to 2-2 on the season. And you can keep track of all the great high school football action in the Tri-State by tuning into a Quick 60. Every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on MSG Varsity, Mike Quick unveils the weekly Tri-State Top 25, and takes your calls, emails, and tweets. Mike Cook is the guru of the gridiron, and he lives right here on MSG Varsity. Interesting alignment as the kickoff is to come. Bellport looking for the onside kick. 4:18. Islip has 2 timeouts. They trail 26-21. Rosenthal will be the kicker. Bellport anticipating the onside kick as Correa and Chavius are up towards the 30-yard line. In close, as you can see that line of Clippers at midfield. They'll back off now, expecting the kickoff. Isa possibly trying to fake out this Clipper team as they'll line up in a regular kickoff formation with 4:18 to go. Rosenthal will send this one off deep, and it will chase Correa all the way deep into his own end zone. Out the back for a touchback. Great kickoff by Eric Rosenthal, who's played a key role on special this afternoon. 3-point after tries. And throughout the afternoon, good distances on his kickoff. So 26-21 is where we stand here at Joseph Field on the campus of Bellport High School. The Clippers lead the Buccaneers 26-21. 4:18 remaining in the contest. Bellport has done it through the air. They have 3 touchdowns from Justin Hans as well. They've also done it on the ground. Eric Chavius, big run, 53 yards for a touchdown. 2 wide receivers on the field. 2 backs with Eddie Carson and Nathaniel Chavius. Here's Chavius down the right sideline. He'll have a first down and then some. Staying in bounds, it appears, as Bellport picks up a first down on a 12-yard scamper by Nathaniel Chavius.
First and 10, Bellport.
Clock not running at the moment, so it's a first and 10 at the 33. 4:09 remaining in the ball game. Referees on their mark start the clock on this first and 10. 2 receivers. Check that. 3 receivers for the Clippers. Justin Hounce in the shotgun with Chavius in the backfield. Hounce looking downfield, firing, and caught in by Morales. Morales will dip out of bounds with 3:44 on the clock. 7-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 3 from the 40. Alejandro Morales has been a handful for this Islip defense for the majority of this afternoon. That speed and just his ability to get in and out of his breaks has just posed a very difficult task, as Islip has used Johnny Marr for the most part on big play threat Armand Correa. But at the moment is Johnny Marr on Morales, top side. 2 receivers, Hounce from the shotgun. Inside give to Chavius, cutting it upfield. Actually, no, he faked out the defense. It was Hounce on the QB keeper towards the far side. Short of the sticks, it will bring up a 3rd and short. 3.5 minutes to go in this one. Islip with 2 timeouts. They trail 26-21. Possibly the play of the game. Bellport, 3rd and 1. From their own 42-yard line, Islip desperately looking for a stop to get that offense the ball back and just give them an opportunity to pick up their 3rd win on the season. 2 wide receivers, Hounce under center. Chavius the back. Hounce will look to sneak it forward and appears he has enough for a first down.
Good enough for Bellport. Touchdown.
Justin Hounds on the ground picks up the first down that Bellport needs, and they can kill some more time off that clock as Islip has 2 timeouts, and that's it. As it's 2:55 remaining, Hounds with a strong afternoon. Outside of the one deep ball where he misses Alejandro Morales, he's been relatively perfect distributing the ball to his multiple options. He's found Armand Correa for 2 touchdowns. Morales with a great connection on what was a great catch by Morales, and then he did the rest of the work, running about 40 yards to complete a 66-yard touchdown connection. Hounds will take it from the shotgun with 2.5 minutes remaining. Chavius the back, 2 receivers. As Chavius cuts it near side, Hounds with the ball on the QB keeper and caught for a loss of about 2 yards.
Sabatino. Loss of 2.
Timeout for Islip as they can stop the clock one more time. 2nd and 12 from the 42. A first down would end this game for Bellport and improve them to 2-2 on the season and give them a win on Alumni Day. Bellport looks to defend this home turf. The reigning Long Island Class 2 champions are in a dogfight. They lead 26-21 with 2:22 remaining in this ball game, and you can relive the action of today's game, all the photos, by just logging on to msgvarsity.com and clicking on the photo tab. There, you relive all the great moments from your favorite team. And remember, it's not just the players. We have photos of you, the fans, and the stands. It's all about community, and it's all right here on msgvarsity.com. Gloomy clouds up above as some light drizzling coming as there's 2:22 remaining in this ball game. Rain on the way, but it's been an action-packed afternoon from Joe Sipp Field as Bellport and Islip have lived up to the billing. This was a big matchup that a lot of people in the Suffolk area were looking forward to this week. A matchup where it would be highly to the vest, on the ground, ball control, a lot of a blue-collar type of football this afternoon. That's what was expected, and that's in large part which was what we received. 2nd and 12 from the 42. Can that offensive line for Bellport give a lane for Nathaniel Chavius or for Justin Hounds to pick up the yards? Hounds will actually throw for it, near side to Correa. He'll stiff arm a defender, holding on for his life and dragging him to the ground as Garrett LaFrance, as he was just looking to keep Correa short of the sticks. Once again, a 3rd and short. Do or die for Islip. Should they give up the first down here, the game all but over. Bellport will just be able to just kneel on it. For the moment being, Garrett LaFrance saves the bacon of the Buccaneers. Will be 3rd and 1 from the 46.5-yard line. Justin Hounds under center. Last time he QB sneaked it for the first down on 3rd and short. What will they do this time? Inside gift to Chavius. He's stacked up in the backfield for a loss. Islip forces the Clippers short of the first down marker. The defense coming up big when they need it. 1:23 on the clock. They burn their final timeout, but they force a 4th down, and it appears that they will have an opportunity to get the ball on offense as it's 4th and 4 from the 44-yard line, the 49-yard line, excuse me. This one needing the entire duration of all 48 minutes to decide a victor. As the punt unit is out on the field, Justin Hounds, will send this one off. Johnny Marr and Terrence Foley have had some difficulties as far as communication the last couple punts. Marr fair caught the last one, but the 2 prior to that, the ball was allowed to roll right down the middle between both of them. And as a result, Bellport was able to recoup another 10 yards in field position. So interesting to see if they can correct those difficulties, get the ball, and what can occur on this punt return, because it's 4th and 4, ball on the 49. 1:23 remaining. Bellport leads 26-21. It appears they have their offense on the field. Islip caught off guard. They were expecting the punt. Hounce. It appears he's trying to draw Islip off sides as he'll just pooch this one back over the head of Terrence Foley. He'll just let this one die at about the 17-yard line. So an excellent job by Bellport as they fake out Islip.
He's down to the 18-yard line.
First, it appears that Bellport was just trying to draw Islip off sides. But then Justin Hounce took the punt. And he sent it off. So Islip will have to go 82 yards. And they'll have 1:15 to do it. Quarterback Joe Sabatino. Can he make up for his fumble inside of the 5 and come through with the touchdown to put Islip up ahead? Islip led early in this ball game. They had the first lead of the game. They led 7-0, and they led 7-6 after a failed 2-point conversion. But from 24 seconds on in the first quarter, they have yet to lead in this ball game. Sabatino will have 4 wide receivers, trailing by 5, and a long field to go. He'll fire it near side. Joel Wooten will catch it, cut it upfield, looking to get out of bounds towards the sideline. Kept in bounds, wrapped up, clock still moving as it ticks towards 1:02.
Back by number 52, Nelson Briggs.
Clock moving to 55 seconds now as Islip will have to move quickly. One back in the backfield is Jalen Padilla. Crowd getting into it now as there's 45 seconds left. Sabatino looking downfield, surveys the action, looking, almost intercepted. Nathaniel Chavius looking to be the hero, but that one sails high over his head. Johnny Marr, the intended receiver. 40 seconds even on the clock. 26-21. Bellport leading over the Buccaneers of Islip. It'll be a 3rd and 10. Rock on the 18-yard line.
Third and 10 for Islip from their own 18-yard line.
Sabatino with Foley, Iannacone, Marr in the slot, Wooten top side, Jalen Padilla the back flank towards his right. Here's Sabatino from the shotgun, takes the snap. Plenty of time in the pocket. He'll fire near the side to Iannacone. That one is high over his head. Iannacone was open, but Joe Sabatino was forced off of his spot in the pocket. So once again, do or die with 34 seconds for the Buccaneers. It'll be 4th and 10 from the 18. They've got 82 yards to go. They trail by 5. They've battled back in this 4th quarter. They entered the quarter trailing 26-14. Joe Sabatino had a long run, which appeared he was on his way for 6, but a forced fumble. Next drive, they were able to put it in the end zone thanks to QB sneak for Sabatino. It's 4th and 10, 18-yard line. Same alignment as last play. 3 receivers to the bottom, Wooten to the top. Here's Sabatino looking, pumps, fires it downfield and past the grasp of Jalen Padilla. Out of bounds, and that will just about do it as Bellport primed to pick up their 2nd victory on the season. Back-to-back wins, and what will be their first win at home this year on Alumni Day. They lead 26-21. Islip out of timeouts with 28 ticks remaining on the clock. Coaching staffs giving each other congratulatory handshakes on the sideline as Bellport battled for full 48 minutes. Islip giving it a valiant effort as they never kept their heads hang low. They battled back here in the 4th quarter play. The final kneel by Justin Hounce, and that one will wrap it up here from Joe Sip Field. The Bellport Clippers 2-2 on the year. A big win at home on Alumni Day. Back-to-back wins, and the Clippers pull even to 500. Islip, they drop to 2-2 on the year. A tough, hard luck 26-21 loss. As the Bucks drop this game, Bellport next in action this Thursday against Eastside Manor Sharks. and Islip in action versus East Hampton, Bridgehampton, Pearson Bonackers this Thursday at 3:30. Well, that will do it for everyone here on the broadcast. My name is Stephen Florival. The final score, Bellport 26, Islip 21. Have a good afternoon.